Hi everyone, I'm Liz. I am a teacher of the Crystal Gray Yoga Method, and this week we've been talking about stress, where it comes from, what's causing it, how to deal with it. Well, let's talk about something we don't really talk about. Where does that stress go? It goes to your hips. Your hips are the junk drawer of your body. Every time you say, oh, I'll deal with that later, oh, I don't want to think about that, oh, whatever, and you feel an emotion that you don't really want to feel, you take it and you keep stuffing it down and stuffing it down like you stuff a junk drawer full of all of the things that you find that you're like, I don't know what to do with that. I'll figure it out later. I'll figure that out later. Well, you stuff it all down into your hips. And this is not good because it can cause a lot of problems for you, both physically and mentally. Physically, you can start to get headaches, you can have digestive issues, sleep issues, or you can just start to have aches and pains and you don't really know where they're coming from. And mentally, you can have, of course, anxiety and it can lead to depression. And all of this is just not good. It's like, I kind of think of it like you're a hoarder and you're living surrounded and sitting in the middle of all of this junk that you need to get rid of. So, a really good way to help you get rid of all of that yucky emotion and pent up stress is to open your hips. And this practice, we are going to open your hips slowly so we can clean out that junk drawer and clean you out from all of that stress and help lighten your load a little bit. So you're going to need have two blocks. And you may want a blanket, a bolster, pillows, cushions, something to sit on when we're in seated positions in case it's not comfortable for you to sit directly on your mat. And we are going to start practice today in Sukhasana, just like this. So grab your stuff, join me on the mat, come into an easy seated pose. So bring your legs into a comfortable cross-leg position, move the flesh away from your sit bones, really grounding down into the mat, or this is where you can grab your two blocks, a bolster or a cushion, and put it underneath you for more support. Have your hands resting, palms face down on your knees, spine is long and tall, chest is lifted. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And we're going to start by taking a couple of deep cleansing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I want you to make it loud. Exhale loudly. Let all of that junk start to loosen up and get out of us. So on an inhale, in through your nose, feel your chest and your abdomen, all of your body filling up with air. Exhale, let it out loudly. Again, inhale deeply through your nose and exhale loudly out your mouth. One more time. Inhale deeply, filling all the way up with air, and exhale. Let it all go. Now start to breathe in and out your nose. And let's just do a quick check-in with our bodies. How are you feeling? Are you holding any tension anywhere? Are you feel tension in your shoulders and your neck, maybe your jaw? Are you wrinkling your forehead? If you are, start to let those relax. Maybe your hips are feeling a little tight. Go ahead and start to release into the mat. And check in on your breathing. Are you breathing fast or slow? Deep or shallow? And it's okay. Just observe your breath. Don't try to change it. Just keep breathing in your nose and out your nose. And how about a quick check on how you're feeling emotionally? Are you a little tense or anxious? Or are you happy, relaxed? Again, just observe. Don't try to change anything. your eyes were closed, go ahead and open them up. We're going to take a nice gentle twist. So bring your left hand to your right knee. Your right arm goes behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist in. Just a nice, easy twist to start warming up the body, warming up the spine. Twists are a good way to start detoxifying the body too. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist in. Nice and easy. Come back to center. Take it to the other side. Right hand goes to your left knee. Left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist in. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. One more big breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to center. And we're going to go into Janu Shavasana. So take your legs out straight in front of you. Feet will be flexed. You're going to bring your right knee up and then let your right knee fall out to the right and have the sole of your right foot on the inside of your left thigh. Again, rearrange, move the flesh away from your sit bone so you're nice and grounded down. You're going to have your hands on either side of your left leg. Knee can be bent here. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, start to tilt your pelvis forward, hinging at your hips, slowly walking yourself forward. And I want you to imagine that there's a string from your chest pulling you towards your big toe. So you keep your nice spine nice and long. Breathing here. Going to turn to the side so you can see. Nice long spine. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Take your time here. This is the beginning of practice. Your hamstrings will probably be tight and a little bit grumpy. So go easy with them. You can straighten out the bottom leg. Flexing firmly through your left foot. Breathing. Remember, chest to toe. You don't want to round in. You're going to lose the stretch in your, it's not right. Long spine. Keeping your chin tucked slightly. Go ahead and walk yourself back up. Take a second here. Straighten your right leg out. Give them a little wibble wobble. And we're going to go to the other side. So left sole of the foot comes to the inner right thigh. Left knee goes out to the left. You make a nice triangle shape here. Hands on either side of your right leg. Knee bent to begin with. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, coming down. Slowly bringing your chest to your big toe. Remember, take it easy on your hamstrings. We're just getting started. Nice long spine. Don't jut your neck out forward either. You see how it changes my voice? That means it's changing your breathing as well. Straighten out the bottom leg, keeping your right foot flexed. And breathe. Slowly walk yourself back up. Breathe here. Left leg goes out straight. Give them a little shake. Swing your legs around, and we're going to come into tabletop position. Fingertips will be pointed towards the front of the mat. Your wrist creases are in line with the front edge of your mat. Shoulders are over your wrists, and hips are over your knees. Going to come into cat-cow. So on an inhale, arch your spine, pulling your chest through your shoulders, looking forward. Exhale, round in, chin to chest, pushing, opening up the back shoulders. Inhale, tailbone tilts up, look forward. Exhale, tailbone tilts down. Look at your belly. One more time. Inhale. Arch your spine, looking forward. Chest comes through shoulders. Exhale, round in. Chin to chest. Come back to neutral. Walk your knees back a couple of inches. Tuck your toes. And on an inhale, lift your knees and push your hips up and back, coming into your first downward facing dog. Let's find the alignment here. Fingertips pointing towards the front of the mat. Your knuckles are ground firmly down into the mat. Your shoulders are wrapped, which means your armpits are closed. Your neck and head are relaxed. Spine is nice and long, tilting your tailbone up towards the sky. You want a nice long line, long straight line from your fingertips all the way up to your tailbone. Keeping your knees bent here again. It's still the beginning of practice, so the hamstrings could be griping at you. So let's just go ahead and walk your dog out. So bend into your right knee, lowering your left heel down towards the mat. Bend into the left knee, right heel down towards the mat. One more time each side. Bending and bending into your left knee. Now start to release both heels down towards the mat. They do not have to touch. Couple of nice deep breaths here. On an inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift with a nice flat back, hands to shins, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold, head and hands hang, keeping your knees bent. On an inhale, slowly come up with a nice flat spine. Arms come out to the side, palms touch overhead. Exhale, release your arms by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. And since we're cleaning out our junk drawers today, we are releasing. So an affirmation I would like to use, which of course you do not have to use an affirmation if they don't suit you, if they don't serve you. I'm going to say, I release old energy. So on an inhale, I release old energy. Exhale. One more time. I release old energy. On an inhale, arms go up, out, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hinge forward at the waist, come down with a flat back, head and hands hang, keeping your knees bent, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, monkey pose. Exhale, plant your palms and step back into your downward facing dog. From here, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee comes into chest, tight little ball, and step your foot in between your hands. Now, if you need to grab your ankle and help your foot up, go ahead, that's fine. Drop your back knee. Arms come up, body lifts, coming into kneeling warrior, Anjaneyasana. Right knee is directly on top of your right ankle. Hips are squared towards the front of the mat. Chest is lifted. Shoulders are wrapped. Breathe here. Starting to open up the hips. Now we're going to come into a twist. So take your left hand to your right knee, right hand to your right hip, and begin to twist from your belly button towards the long right edge of your mat. And breathe. And smile. If you want more sensation here, take it a little deeper. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Palms come together to touch. And begin to push your palms together, twisting from your belly button. Taking your gaze over, up towards the right. If that's comfortable on your neck, you don't have to. Don't dump down into the left shoulder. Really push open. Opening your chest, opening your spine. You're going to feel it in your right hip as well. Breathe here and smile. Don't forget to smile. Release your hands down to frame your front foot. Lift your back knee up and step back, downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk your dog out. bending into one knee and then the other. Then release your heels towards the mat. And on your next inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Inhale, knee comes into chest. Step your foot forward. Drop your back knee. Arms come up. Torso lifts. Back into kneeling warrior, Anjaneyasana. Left knee directly on top of left ankle. Pelvis is square towards the front of the mat. Make sure you're not dumping too far down like this, because you're really going to put a lot of strain on your low back. Not what you want. Breathing here. Taking the twist on this side. Right hand to left knee, left hand to hip, and twist towards the left side of your mat. And breathe. Taking it further, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Palms come together, pressing the palms together, twisting from your belly button. Gaze goes up. Don't dump down into the right shoulder. Keep pushing open. Feeling that opening in your hips. Release your palms down to frame your foot. Lift your back knee and step back into your downward facing dog. Walk in the dog. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold, head and hands hang. Inhale, arms go out to the side, palms come up to touch overhead. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's do our affirmation. Inhale, I release. Exhale, old energy. Inhale, arms go up, out, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, folding forward at the hips, nice flat back, come down to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms. Step yourself back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, right leg comes up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. Step your foot through in between your hands. Lower your back knee. Take your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Now shimmy your right foot over to where the left edge of your foot is right next to the right edge of the mat, coming into lizard pose. You want to keep your hips squared towards the front of the mat. Your right knee is hugging into the midline of your body, hugging into the middle. It's okay to stay right here. If this is enough sensation for you and your body is like, I'm good, Liz, thank you very much, I don't need to go any further, that's cool, stay right here. If you need more sensation, start to walk your hands out slowly in front of you, very slowly. Stay here. You can grab your blocks and place your forearms on the blocks. Or you can come all the way down to the mat if that serves your body. Now this is where we really start to get into the hips. This is where we're cleaning out the junk. And this is where things can get a little yucky. This is where when your body starts to open up and release, your mind can start to race a little bit because it's uncomfortable. It doesn't want to release all that emotion. So if things come up, you start to feel a little agitated. Sometimes you can feel a little weepy. It's okay. It's normal. That's what happens when we have to clean things out. We don't always enjoy it, but we always feel better when it's over. Just breathe. On your next in-breath, go ahead and walk yourself back up if you were down. Wiggle your right foot back to the middle of your mat. Place your right hand on the outside of your foot. Lift the back knee and step back into downward facing dog. Walk your dog out. On your next inhale, left leg goes up and back. Knee to chest. Step your foot forward. Lower your back knee. Take your left hand this time to the inside of your left foot. Wiggle your left foot out to the left side of your mat. Remember, hips squared towards the front of the mat. You can stay right here. Again, if this is enough sensation for you, do not go any further. Listen to your body. Breathing. If you came down lower on the other side, again, come to your blocks, onto your forearms, or just walk your hands out a little bit in front of you, or come down. Keep your right knee hugging in. Breathing here. I release old energy. Breathe. You can take a cleansing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth anytime. If you're on your forearms, go ahead. Walk yourself back up. Wiggle your left foot back to the middle of the mat. Lift your back knee. Step back into your downward facing dog. Walk it out. On an inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step, walk, hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold, head and hands hang. Inhale, arms go out, up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, release your hands by your sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. I release old energy. I'm going to turn so you can see me because we're going to come into figure 4 chair. So, in Tadasana, mountain pose, big toes touching, your feet hip width apart. Going to come ground down into your left leg. Lift your right knee. Take your right ankle over your left thigh, above your left knee. Coming into a nice figure 4. Bring your hands to your heart. And you're going to begin to sink your hips back like you're sitting down into a chair. You're tilting your pelvis. Right foot is firmly flexed. And this may be all you need for today. You're going to be feeling this all along your left hip and glute. If you want to go further, want some more sensation, really get into those hips, begin to bring your elbows towards your shin. We're also testing your balance out here today too, huh? Breathe and smile. Smiling releases serotonin, makes us happy. Slowly lift yourself back up, testing that balance. Again, if you fall out, that's no big deal. Don't worry about it. Shake your legs out, and we get to take it on the other side. So ground down into your right foot, lift your left knee, cross your ankle over your right thigh, coming into your figure 4, left foot firmly flexed, hands in prayer. Start to sink your hips back, tilting your tailbone up like you're sitting back into a chair. Breathe. Stay right here. Relax your jaw because you're probably tightening it right now. Taking it further, bring your elbows to your shin. Again, testing your balance. If you fall, it is not a big deal. No worries. Inhale, slowly come back up the way we came in. Knee to chest, and release, shaking it out. Whew. All right. Come back to the top of your mat. Back into Tadasana. Nice cleansing breath here. That's a tough one. So inhale. Exhale out your mouth. On your next inhale, arms go up, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, coming down with a flat spine. Head and hands hang. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into downward facing dog. I'm going to turn to face you just so you can see what we're doing. Lift your right leg up and back. We're going to come into pigeon. So bring your right knee to the outside of your right wrist with your right foot going towards the left. Slowly walk your back foot back and sink your hips down. Now you want to keep your hips straight to the front of the mat. If you're having trouble and you're falling over this way, falling over, take a block, stick it under your bottom, and that will help level your hips out because you want to keep them as square to the front of the mat as possible. What I don't want you to do here is please do not ever grab your foot and try to yank your shin into 90 degrees. It's not necessary. It does not make you a better yogi if you can do that. You can clearly see that my heel is right next to my hip, and that's where it usually is, and that's okay. So, in your pigeon, you can sit up tall. This is a back bend too. But what we want to do is slowly sink down a little bit, come into a lazy pigeon, even though it's not really very lazy. There's a lot going on. But slowly start to walk your hands out in front of you, like you're coming into a hot bath, very slowly. You can walk your hands out. Again, you can rest your forearms on a block. You can take your forearms down to the mat. Breathe here. Your left leg is out straight behind you. Breathing. This is a really big hip opener, and you might feel a lot of, it might feel pretty tight in your hips right now. So I like to imagine, you have to use your imagination a little, that you're breathing into the area that you feel the most sensation. I imagine my breath is massaging it. Breathe. If you're down on your forearms, slowly start to walk yourself back up. Lift your back knee and take your right leg back, coming into downward facing dog. Breathing here. I'm going to turn to the side. On an inhale, your left leg is going to go up and back. Left knee is going to come to the outside of the left wrist, left foot towards the right side of the mat. Walking your right foot back. Release your toes. Keeping your hips squared towards the front of the mat. Again, if you're falling off, take a block, put it right underneath your bottom to keep your hips level. From here, we're going to slowly start to walk forward, walk our hands forward, like we're sinking back into that nice hot bath. Slowly, your left foot is staying flexed, coming down onto your forearms, onto a block or onto the mat. Go to where your body says, that's good, stay there. Breathing into any areas of sensation. Massaging it with your breath. Feeling any emotions or feelings that may be coming up for you, just breathe through them, observe them, and let them go. One more big breath here. Filling up your whole back body. Exhale. If you're on your forearms, slowly walk yourself back up. Plant your palms, tuck your back toes, lift your leg, and then lift your left leg back, coming into downward facing dog. Walking your dog out again. Go ahead and lower your knees to the mat and swing your legs around. We're going to come to seated position. And actually, we're going to roll down onto our backs. You may want to have your blocks handy. Roll down onto your back. We're going to come into reclined bound angle or Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together and take your knees out towards the side and let them fall towards the mat. Now, if you feel like this is just a little too much, you can take your blocks and put them under right here, under your, well, pretty much your thighs, where your thighs and your glutes meet, to bring the earth up to you. Now place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Let's just breathe here. Breathing into the space that you just created in your body. All the space you made by cleaning out all of that junk in your junk drawer. Feeling your belly fill, your chest. And exhale your chest and then your belly. Again, big breath in through the belly. Filling all the way up to your chest. Exhale, let the chest go. And then the belly. Go ahead and bring your knees up. Take your feet out as wide as the mat. We're going to windshield wipe our knees, like windshield wipers on a car. So drop your knees over to the right, feeling that stretch all along your right hip. I like to bring my left arm, your left hip. I like to bring my left arm up over my head to really help intensify the stretch. Really open up the whole left side of your body. And breathe. Bring them back to center and then take your knees over to the left. Bringing your right arm up overhead, really stretching all along the whole right side of your body. This is a great stretch. Bring your knees back up to center. Bring your knees into your chest. Just move around a little bit. Make some circles with your knees, just releasing your lower back. And from here, we're going to come into Shavasana. So if you need anything to make you get all comfy, cozy, pillows, blankets, bolsters, whatever you might want, go ahead and grab those. Then lay down. Have your legs out as wide as your mat, feet just open towards the sides, arms out by your sides. Tuck your shoulders under slightly, opening your chest. Wiggle, wobble around. Get any little fidgets out. And start to slow your breath down. You did a lot of cleaning, a lot of work today, so you deserve this rest. Feel everything start to relax. If you're holding any tension anywhere, maybe your forehead, your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Feel them all just soften. Feel your hips and your glutes relax down into the mat. Big breath in, and as you exhale, just drop. Stay in this Shavasana as long as you would like. If you have 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I encourage you to take it. Enjoy your rest. If you're coming with me, go ahead and start to deepen your breath. Bring some small movements, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe take your head from side to side if that's okay on your neck. Bend your knees, place the soles of your feet on the mat, and bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. One big hug. You deserved it. You've done a lot of work. You let go of a lot of stuff. Slowly roll over to your right side, using your right arm as a pillow for your head. Just lay here for a couple of breaths. Let your body come back into balance. Slowly begin to push yourself up to seated, keeping your eyes closed if possible. If not, that's okay. Coming back into Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Legs into a comfortable cross-legged position. Move the flesh away from your sit bones. Hands on your knees, palms facing down. Take a breath here. Check in on how you're feeling now. Are you feeling a little lighter? A little more relaxed? Go ahead and circle your hands together. Palms come to touch in front of your heart. I always end all of my practices with gratitude, no matter how long they are or how short they are. So thank your body for being strong and flexible and letting you experience meditation through movement. Thank your breath for giving you life. And thank yourself for taking this time just for you to do some cleaning and to help you both physically and mentally. Always remember to be unapologetically who you are and let your light shine bright. Blink your eyes open and lift your head. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed cleaning out your junk drawer and that you feel a little bit lighter and ready to face the day. Thanks.